This video describes the main features of the Impact 3 multi-monitor and just shows how easy the unit is to use and how it can be used in practice, and the salient points regarding connecting it to the anaesthetic circuit and to the patient. The Impact 3 is a little handheld unit with a small screen showing the traces and the waveforms. Turn it on by the switch under the side. Immediately the traces show, and we can see here we have it configured for pulse ox and for capnography and temperature. The unit itself can be configured for just pulse ox and temperature, just capnography, or capnography and temperature, or all three. The capnography is a side stream sampling device and uses these NOMA lines for the sampling line. The NOMA line has a special water absorbent filter at the end which plugs into the Impact 3 unit, and this is the part that prevents moisture getting into the circuit. NOMA line is connected like this. The green light comes on to show that it's working correctly. And now the attachment to the patient circuit is through either a 15mm connector like this, or through, as we'll see later, a small ET connector with a side port. With a standard 15mm connector, just blowing in and out of this connector will show the waveform on the screen. The end tidal value is shown, the inspired value is shown, and the respiratory rate is shown. When using a side stream device like this, it's important that the sampling point is uphill from the airway. So when this is placed into the circuit near the animal, place it like this and like this, so that any water that forms in here won't drip and fall into the tubing. It's also important when using a side stream device that the waste gas is removed and put properly back into the evacuation circuit, otherwise small amounts of isoflurane will be put back into the room. The waste port on Impact 3 sits at the back here, and the line leading from it leads down to a 22mm connector that goes into the waste line on the exit port from your circle or from your standard non-rebreathing circuit. Again, have the entrance point at the top to avoid water or any debris falling into the exit line. This size is suitable for animals up to about down to about 5 kilograms. For animals less than 5 kilograms, it's advised to take this part off and use an ET connector with a side port. In these devices, the small lure connector is removed and the sampling line connected like that. When placed in the circuit connected to the animal, again we should place it like this so that the sampling line is uphill from the airway. You'll notice that this has a filled in area here. This is called a low dead space connector, and these are much more suitable for sampling capnographs in animals less than sort of a kilo, as the low dead space improves the quality of the waveform. Again, when used in circuit, this is placed at the end of the anaesthetic circuit like that, and your endotracheal tube will be placed here, sampling uphill into the animal and then off to the waste where it's removed. This setup provides very nice waveforms in small animals, and it is suitable for larger animals too. So we have nice normal waveforms with plateau phases, and we have an end tidal of 32mm of mercury. Easily configurable, this can be changed to percent as you wish. The line may also be set as fill or just a straight open line, depending on how you prefer to view the CO2 waveform. One other module of the Impact 3 is the pulse oximeter. This simply plugs into the rear, and we supply either transmission clips or reflectance clips. I'm sure most people are familiar with the use of pulse oximetry, but the clip goes with the light emitter at the open end, the most open part of the contact area, and the sensor at the most closed part. So here the fleshy part of the finger is closing over the sensor, and this should be at the lower part. The waveform displayed on the screen and shows 98% and a heart rate of 69 with an A confidence rating. The confidence rating is A, B or C, A being confident, B being questionable, and C being unreliable. If a B or C reading is obtained, then you should move the probe to obtain a better reading. And finally, the temperature. This unit may be configured to use the standard 400 series probes, which is the large 6.35mm connector with a standard sensor at this end, or to use our unique mini temp sensors, which have a 3.5mm connector and come in a rigid form like this, or in a flexible form like this. This here is 1.2mm diameter, suitable for use in mice, budgerigars and small animals. The larger one is suitable for use in bird crops or rectally in reptiles, and has a round smooth dome end to prevent damage when inserted. There are two channels of temperature on the Impact 3. I'm just demonstrating one at the moment. If I put this in here, then the temperature is displayed in the bottom left corner in degrees Fahrenheit or centigrade, as decided by the user. This temperature sensor is very responsive and will obtain target temperature within about 10 seconds of contact. And that describes the main features of the Impact 3. It's a handheld battery unit and may be charged and used at the same time when plugged in and charging. The red light flashes. When the red light stops flashing, the unit is charged. A standard charge will run this unit for about 5 to 6 hours. And that concludes the setup and demonstration of the Impact 3.